talking about increased cases, potentially going over 1,000. That is a much different situation than in March, correct? I mean, this is a much higher number of cases that we're recording. We're also pulling back contact tracing. So are you saying the difference between now and March in terms of your decision of whether to add more restrictions comes down to the availability of testing?
It's the availability of all these different things that in our toolbox is contact tracing. No, hold it. Let me answer the question. It's the fundamentals are not the same. They're very different, actually. It's testing, it's contact tracing, it's understanding of how the virus moves, our understanding of congregate settings, all the new guidance documents that we now have in place that weren't in place at all. We can see schools and congregate settings like universities opening without the massive outbreaks that we had predicted. So we know, again, good protocols there can help manage the virus in that case. There's the economic effects, which are very different today than they would even have been back in the spring. So there's a whole lot of variables that really go into play. And can you go back to the percent positive? The percent positive? Let me show you another fundamental difference here. There we go. So back here, when our percent positivity was somewhere around 15, 20%, maybe even up to 25%, remember the number of people that we weren't even testing. We were telling people, I know you have light symptoms. If you're young and healthy, go home and ride it out, right? We tell people that are asymptomatic, young and healthy, to go get tested now. So when we had 100 cases here, think of all the cases that we really had, but we weren't even testing because we just didn't even have the testing capability. So it's really unknown. We feel like we're capturing a much higher percentage of the real cases today than we were then. I mean, we might have been reporting 100 cases because that's what we knew, every positive case we reported. But remember, there's so many folks that were never even tested that probably should have been tested, but the testing literally didn't exist. So if you told me that we had 1,000 cases per day on some of that it was really 10 times what it was, maybe, yeah. So it's hard to know.
With that few number of people being tested, you still implemented the restrictions. So I guess the question is, if now we have much better information and we have much higher numbers, shouldn't that again trigger the same response that the state had in March? No,
because remember, our response is a big part of our response is how it overloads the healthcare system. So we go back to the importance of hospitalizations. In fact, we didn't show it this week, but next week we'll do a hospitalization number. We know it's 64 today, but we'll try to get an update if we can on the actual capacity of beds to give folks a sense of how much capacity we have. So remember, that's a huge part of it. The fear is that this could have just, on this date, we thought this could have been skyrocketing for the next, for the entire year. We just didn't know. So that's why we pulled back on hospitals and made sure every bed was available. We know, and you see these multiple surges, we know these surges do have a parabolic shape. These surges do come and go and they end, but they can be very, very big. So how it impacts the healthcare system in particular is another huge variable, and we just know more. We can manage to it. We can see what our numbers are. If you remember, at this point we had, I think at our peak point we had about 125 people in hospitals, I think at its peak. Right now we have half of that. So that doesn't mean it's a one-to-one correlation per se. There's a lot of other things that can come in. It doesn't mean we have half the number of true cases. We know hospitalizations lag the case number. But I'm going on with this answer because it's really important. The case number it's not an unimportant piece of data. It's very important. But we can get much more impactful information at this point, which is the percent positivity, because we're doing so much more testing, the hospitalization number, because we don't want to overwhelm the system, the mortality rate based on the number of cases and positive cases that we have both locally and nationally. Seems like that number is pretty consistent region to region for the most part. But those are the kind of numbers that we're looking at, because it's all about making sure that knowing that people are going to get COVID, unfortunately. Some cases will be more severe. We want to make sure that we have the resources for those most severe cases, and that's really what this is all about. The case number doesn't tell that whole story. It's just a small piece of it. I think those other levels of data that we just know so much more about. Final question
on this. Given that now we are looking at these new factors, you mentioned mortality, you mentioned hospital rates, percent positivity. Is there a trigger? Is your team working on any sort of trigger within those numbers that if this hits a certain level, cases aside, we will kind of go to bigger restrictions?
No, there's not a single number. There's not a single data point or variable. It's all these moving pieces that we've been discussing, right? So let's say you have 10 different variables and moving pieces. They might be moving geographically, meaning Rockingham and Hillsborough might see those numbers very differently than Grafton or Coas, and so that would take into consideration. They might move within an industry, so maybe we're seeing massive outbreaks or impact in a school or a hospital or something like that, and we can make, again, different stipulations or shutdowns or restrictions based on those areas. We can be much more surgical about it, as opposed to the broad brush across the state, everything just has to close. I think we just have so much more data, we're so much smarter about it, we can manage better, and because of that, we can guarantee the best net benefit health, population health benefits to whatever decisions that we make going forward. Does that make sense? And it's just think of all these moving puzzle pieces, but they're always moving, right? And you constantly, I mean, almost on an hour-to-hour basis, the team's putting them together and seeing what it looks like and seeing what those predictive analytics look like, both geographically and within those industries. It's a challenge. It's a lot.